Have you ever looked at your pocket change and wondered if one of those quarters could be worth thousands or even hundreds millions of dollars? Well, you're about to find out. In this video, we're diving into the top 3 most valuable Washington quarter dollars ever discovered. These aren't just coins, they're treasures hidden in plain sight, with jaw-dropping price tags that have stunned collectors worldwide. From minting errors to ultra-rare varieties, these quarters have rewritten the rules of coin collecting. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just someone hoping to strike it rich with spare change, we're diving into the most elusive and valuable 1971 Washington quarter dollar ever discovered. We'll cover how it happened, what makes it so special, and how you could strike it rich if one of these rare beauties crosses your path. The year was 1971, a time of transition in American numismatics. The U.S. Mint had fully moved away from silver coinage by 1970, and quarters were now struck on copper-nickel-clad plankets. The Denver Mint, marked with the letter D below Washington's bust, was responsible for churning out hundreds of millions of quarters, double-die obverse DDO. These may sell from $100 to several thousand depending on condition. Off-center strikes. Quarters struck off-center by more than 50% and still showing the full date, and mint mark can sell for $500 to $3,000 plus. Broad struck without collar. These look flattened with expanded edges and are often worth hundreds. But make no mistake, the silver planchette error reigns supreme among them. How to identify a 1971 D quarter struck on a silver planchette? So how can you tell if you have one of these hidden treasures? Here's what you need to check. Mint mark. Look for the D mint mark on the obverse, right of Washington's ponytail. This tells you it was struck in Denver. Weight. Use a precise digital scale. A normal 1971 D quarter weighs 5.67 grams. If your quarter weighs closer to 6.5 grams, you might be holding a silver planchette error. Edge inspection. A typical clad quarter will show a copper-colored edge. A silver planchette will have a solid silver edge with no copper stripe. Sound test. Tap it gently on a hard surface. Silver coins produce a high-pitched ring, while clad coins make a duller sound. Luster and color. Silver quarters have a brighter, cleaner sheen, especially if uncirculated. If your 1971 D quarter checks these boxes, get it professionally graded immediately by PCGS or NGC. Even if it's circulated, you could be sitting on a 6-figure payday. Auction records and proven sales. Let's take a look at how valuable these coins have proven to be in the real world. A 1971 D quarter struck on a 40% silver planchette sold at heritage auctions for $150,000 in uncirculated condition. Another, certified by NGC, fetched nearly to $150,000 due to its high grade and sharply defined strike. Experts speculate that if a mint-state example with full details and few marks hits the open market, we could see a sale of $400,000 to $500,000, especially if collectors compete fiercely. Because so few examples are known to exist, perhaps fewer than 5 confirm this coin's value only climbs with each passing year. The 1972 D Washington quarter dollar with a shocking mint error that transforms pocket change into a collector's jackpot. This isn't a rumor, it's not speculation. It's a documented numismatic marvel, and only a select few have ever. The Washington quarter has been a mainstay in American pockets since 1932. By the 1970s, the U.S. Mint had completed its shift away from silver coins. Since 1965, quarters have been struck in copper-nickel clad, a less expensive metal alloy used to meet increasing demand. In 1972, the Denver Mint alone produced over 311 million quarters, double-die obverse. These sell from $500 to $5,000, depending on clarity and condition. Off-center strike errors. If more than 50% off-center with a visible date and mint mark, values range from $200 to $3,000 plus. Clipped plankets, $100 to $800, sometimes more for dramatic clips. But once again, the silver planchette version remains the crown jewel. How to identify a 1970 D silver error quarter? Let's say you're sifting through your old change or visiting a flea market. How would you know if you found this 6-figure gem? Here's your checklist. Look for the D mint mark. You'll find it just to the right of Washington's ponytail. The 197 D was struck in Denver. Weight. Use a precise scale. A regular clad quarter weighs 5.67 grams. The rare silver planchette error weighs around 6.25 grams. Edge color. Clad quarters show a visible copper-colored edge. Silver plankets have a solid silver-colored edge, no copper stripe. Ring test. Tap the coin gently on a solid surface. A silver coin will ring with a higher-pitched, clearer sound than a clad coin. Visual luster. Silver plankets have a distinct, shinier, almost mirror-like finish compared to their copper-nickel cousins. If your 1970 quarter checks all those boxes, do not clean it. Send it immediately to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. This is the step that can turn your 25 cents into $250,000 or more, real-world values and auction records. Although the 1970 silver error quarter is so rare that very few have surfaced, experts believe several exist in private collections. When one authentic 1970 silver planchette quarter hit the auction block through Heritage Auctions, it fetched over $150,000. Another specimen, found in slightly higher condition and authenticated by NGC, was sold privately for a rumored $150,000. And here's the real kicker. Numismatists suggest that if a mint state 67 or 68 version of this coin were to hit the auction scene, especially with full strike details and uncirculated surfaces, it could easily reach $400,000 to $500,000 at a premium auction. That's not just theory based on recent high-end coin market trends, it's a very real possibility. We're diving deep into the incredible story of the 1969 Washington quarter dollar, a coin so rare and so valuable that collectors are ready to spend six figures just to own it. In fact, one of these elusive quarters sold for depending on condition and provenance. Most collectors wouldn't think twice about a 1969 quarter, especially since San Francisco mainly produced proof coins. But in a strange twist of fate, a limited number of business strike quarters bearing the mint mark were discovered, with one of the most stunning. Double die obverse DDO error, $30,000 to $500,000, depending on condition. The 1969 Washington quarter. It features dramatic doubling on the obverse front of the coin, especially on the inscriptions. Off-center strike error, $150 to $1,000, depending on percent off-center and condition. The more dramatic the off-center, especially 50% plus, the more valuable. High-grade examples, uncirculated, can sell for $500 or more. Clipped planchette error, $100 to $500 plus. A clipped planchette occurs when the metal sheet used to cut coin blanks overlaps or misfeeds. Record-breaking auction sales. Let's talk money. In 2004, a 1969 SDDO quarter sold for $28,750 at auction. In 2012, that figure rose to $35,000. By 2019, private sales reached up to $150,000. Experts now believe the right coin could fetch to $150,000, $500,000 if discovered in pristine condition today. Why such insane prices? Because this isn't just a rare quarter, this is a crossover between an iconic American coin, an ultra-rare minting mistake, and a perfect storm of low survival numbers and collector demand. How to identify a 1969 Washington quarter dollar? Check the date. Make sure the quarter reads 1969 and has a small s mint mark under the motto. Look for doubling. The doubling should be bold and easy to spot on the 1969 date itself. PRO tip: use a 10x magnifier or a coin loop. If you spot dramatic doubling, don't clean the coin, send it to a professional grader immediately. Authentication and grading: don't get fooled. Because of the coin's value, fakes and counterfeits are a concern. Some scammers have attempted to alter regular 1969 S quarters or mimic doubling using lasers or chemical etching. Only trust verification from major services like PCGS Professional Coin Grading Service, NGC Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. These organizations will authenticate the coin and assign it a grade from MS60 to MS70, significantly impacting its final value.